Ave Maria, this is Father Martin Mary of the Franciscan Friars of the Immaculate, and I will show you a tutorial on how to post a blog or an article to our mim-us.org website. And before beginning with that, I'll show you the browser that I prefer to use in order to author an article or even develop this site. There are three preferable art browser that can be chosen, and that is you can choose Safari by Apple, and it is available for a PC or an Apple platform that you can download for free at apple.com website. There's also the browser called Google Chrome. If you will search for Google Chrome, whatever browser you're already currently using, then you can download that as well for free. There's also Mozilla Firefox that can be used uh, to browse our site and at the same time post an article for the blog. Now, I will use Google Chrome for the time being. If you launch that browser, as the other browser might have different opening window or favorite homepage that you booked, and type in that blinking URL field address the address of our website, which is mim-us.org. Then click enter. The first thing that you will see here is a pop-up window. It's a welcome pop-up for the first time visitor of our site, which actually recommend the use of the three browsers I mentioned, to use Chrome, Safari, or Firefox, and it discourages the use of Internet Explorer simply because some of our features in the site will not work with the way Internet Explorer is coded. And the third actually information there is the invitation for the user to register to our site so that they could post a comment, or if they are authors, to register for the site, and the site administrator will bring them up to a high privilege of author in a WordPress site. So I will cancel this since you already knew that we need to use these browsers. Now, there are two ways to log in into a site. We need to log in if you are an author or a blogger uh, recommended or invited by the site administrator. One is through this pull out tab labeled login /log out. If you click that, it will pull out. If you click it again, it will close. The same thing with the register. If you're the first time register in our site, and the category of subscribe will be given to you. The second way to log in is when you scroll down, you have here to fill username and password, which is another way to log in if you already have a provided login. In case that you forgot your password, you could type the email that has been registered attached to that username and click send my new password. And there will be an email sent to you by the site automatically giving you instruction on how to change your password. Now I have to type here my username as an author of the blog. Again, this is actually specifically given by the site administrator or whatever is you registered at the beginning of becoming subscriber. I have to type here my password and click login. Now I have to save that as Google Chrome wants you to save, so I won't have to enter that again. You will notice that as soon as you login was accepted, there is a bar in the upper part of the site. It's called administrative bar or administrators bar for usefulness of the uh, user itself. If you hover that section, login as Father Martin Mary, you have several information there and links. Edit my profile when you could add information about your profile or bio, especially of course in your article, or you could log out there. There's also here the new. When you hover there, there are submenus of post, media, portfolio item, campaign. What do they do? You need only for the time being two of these menus, the post and the media, etc. This icon here is a comment icon. When somebody commented on your article there and you are privileged to moderate that comment, then the number of comments will show up in there. And here if you hover, there's a dashboard. So the immediate thing that you need for now in posting a blog is hover over the new menu and click the word post. You will be brought at the back end of the site, proper, of course, to the author's administration dashboard. And just to be familiar with this particular window, do not actually be um, overwhelmed because it's very simple. Uh, Here we have in the three column in the window. One is actually the left column with all the other administrative information um, proper to the author's privilege. The middle, the middle column, the large part of the window column, is where the main part of the posting page um, uh, occur. That's where you type the article and title and some of the properties of the article. The right column are actually different small windows adding features or classification to the article. But we are actually interested, not all of them are actually something that we need to do right now, because the only thing that's important for us is the publish window here, where you have several menus. You move to trash, you'd like to trash that, save as draft because you didn't actually finish it, your article, you like to pick it up later on. You have to preview when you like to preview the article, and publish when you're finally actually ready to publish it, etc. Um, Now, if you scroll down, there's the next window, which we don't have to change anything. It's chosen the standard as a default format. You don't have to change any of this format because you don't need to be concerned with that because blog posts are just a standard post. Now, uh, that one you have to ignore as well, category sticky, because that's for the administrator. The next important thing that you have to know is which particular article you're writing about, and that is where the categories belong. You know, categories in WordPress or in other content management system is like file folders. You choose where the category of the article belongs, and for this purpose you are only looking at the blog department or section. Under the blog, there are subsections of blog about the church, blog on evangelization, on family, how many blog, on liturgy, on Mary, and about MIM. My sample article, MIM Spirituality, is about the third order, so I will choose blog MIM for now. The next small window on the right column is labeled as tags. Tags are some of the keywords that you wanted search engines like Google search to find in your article. Let's press new article. So I'll type a couple of tags here, third order, and then click add or MIM, then I click add. Okay. The rest of that, small windows, I will show you in the second tutorial about adding an image to your article. Now, let's scroll up again here. Let's type the preferred title of your article. Here, I have third order of the third order. Okay, so the article is about Franciscan third order in general. And this is where you start typing, or if you have already article written in another program, to actually just copy and paste. Warning you, by the way, that if you type your article from a Microsoft Word, or um, it's important, of course, not to copy directly from Microsoft Word because Microsoft Word imports a lot of codes directly to the site, which is ugly and it's not compatible with that. So it's preferably you have a text edit, text pad, notepad, copy and paste that article in the notepad and then copy it again from notepad to this window here, the fields. I have here an article written in the uh, text edit, which is a notepad version of Apple about the third order. I usually prefer to use a shortcut. If you prefer to do so, you can do the same, or you could just highlight with your mouse and copy the whole thing. The shortcut I usually select all is Control A for PC or Command A for all in Apple. So Control or Command A. Then I try to copy it by another shortcut, Control C for copy in PC or Command C for Apple. Now, now I have to click here. Now, before you paste the article there that you prepared or you start writing, there are two tabs here that selected. It's visual, which is selected now, or text. The difference is that the visual is the actual article as you see it will be published. It's what you see, what you get format. The text is actually when you wanted to manually enter codes or styling purposes. Probably most of us who are not big into codes, I love the text window by the way, so I could type code manually, is to click the visual instead. Now, then to copy the article or to write it to paste the article there, you could have also a shortcut Control C for PC and Control V V as in victory for PC and Command V for Apple. With Command V here. Now I had a format here already, uh, like divided into paragraph, etc. This automatically adds this paragraph division. So if you see it as a paragraph, you don't have to add any code or you don't have to enter anything else. Now you will notice that there are some of the title description of some of the paragraphs here, and you want it to be different from the rest of the article. So there are a way to do that very quickly. Uh, you could either you highlight it like that and click bold if you just want it to be bold, or you could actually use a more a nicer format by clicking S here, insert code, and go to typography for text and hover over headlines, and there are H1, H2, H3. These are codes, which means the biggest is H1, H2 is next to H1, and so forth. So I prefer to use H1 for heading, which I use in some of the articles. So highlight that, click S, hover over typography, hover over headlines, and click H1. So it add that code. You could type that too manually if you prefer. So highlight that, click S code, typography, headline, H1. Okay, now there is a credit here where the article came from. I will highlight it and I probably just use italicize, emphasize it's actually we publish with permission. Okay. Now the next important thing that has to be done is actually to see the page layout. Our blogs are generally laid out with a sidebar, specifically right sidebar. So we have to click this, etc. And then, of course, this window will show up. And then there is option which kind of sidebar that should appear here, this section. You click here, and since we're writing for blog, is a blog sidebar, click that blog sidebar. So that's actually what has to be done in posting an article. The next tutorial I'll show you how to add an image and what particular dimension of image that we can use so as not to overload the site. So before actually leaving this particular window, be sure to publish your article. Otherwise, you lose it. But you could also automatically retrieve later on the draft. But let us publish this. Let's try to view. Now, she published this additional menu showed up here. View post. You can view the article you just published. This of course certainly will show up under blog MIM spirituality category. So those are the formatting for our paragraph subtitles, etc. Automatically it adds the sharing buttons, and then of course the author, where I logged in, and you can modify that in this login upper part administration bar. So that's the tutorial in posting simple article in our blog. The next tutorial will be adding image that will be beautifully done, so it won't actually affect the general layout of our site. So I hope that you learned a little bit on how to post blog in our site, and if you have any question, just repeat and rewind again this video recording. Thank you.